look at in your own case, with all due respect, you are not supposed to fix your salary or your allowances. It's supposed to be done by the revenue mobilization and what? Okay. But you decide what you pay yourself, the allowances that you give yourself, newspaper allowances, pant allowances, sheeting allowances. You give yourself all sorts of things with all due respect. And you know it's not right. It is not right. It is not right for me to be the one to determine what I pay myself. It's immoral. And then you are doing it. The Senate is doing it. And you beat your chest. And in some cases, even the executive give you what you are not entitled to. You all got 200 million naira.
The members of the House of Representatives paid former President Olusegun Obasanjo a courtesy visit in his hometown. He was meant to get his idea on the state of the nation and how the National Assembly can move forward with policy making. But Obasanjo used that opportunity to slate and lambast them over the way they've been taking homogeneous salaries home. Obasanjo described them in their very faces as thieves, as immoral people that decide to fix their own salary. He said this can no longer continue to go on. It's crazy how we practice all manner of criminality in this part of our country. How can some set of people be allowed to fix their own salary, determine how much they will take home? This can be akin to when a job seeker is seeking for a job and goes to a company for an interview. And after the interview, the HR will give him an open check to write whatever amount he wants to be paid. Not only the salary, but the allowances he wants to be taken home. And this is exactly what the National Assembly is doing to the National Assembly members. Politicians who were voted by the people to go and represent them, to make laws that will favor the people. They go there, they fix their salary themselves. It is important to note that the National Assembly member earns 1 million naira monthly. But that's not the problem. The problem is in their allowances. When you factor in all their allowances, these guys go home with over 29 million naira monthly. Now, they've done everything possible to hide their salary and allowances. Of course, there is no Freedom of Information Act in this country. Everything is done in secrecy. There is no transparency. But this figure gotten from Channels Television state that their basic salary is 2.4 million naira. Their hardship allowance, which is 50% of their basic salary, is 1.2 million naira. Imagine these guys are getting hardship allowances. Now, their constituency allowances is 200% of the basic salary, which is 4.9 million naira. Their furniture allowances is 300% of the basic salary, which is 7.4 million naira. They have a newspaper allowance, which is 1.2 million naira. They have wardrobe allowances, 25% of their basic salary. They have recess allowances, 20% of their basic salary. That means if these guys go on a break, they do pay them 20% of their basic salary. They have an accommodation allowances, which is 200% of their basic allowances. They have utilities, which is 30% of their basic allowance. They have entertainment, which is 30% of their basic allowance. The National Assembly allocate 25% of their basic allowances for them to pay their personal assistant. They allocated 75% of their basic allowances for their vehicle, 10% for their leave allowance, 100% of severance gratuity, and the motor vehicle allowance goes for 400%. Now the total is bringing in the 29.4 million naira monthly. That is what each National Assembly member goes home with. When you multiply this by the number of people in the National Assembly, this is running in billions of naira monthly. But then the people that voted them into power, they asked for a pay rise, but they had to set up a tripartite committee that took months to come up with 70,000 naira as a minimum wage. Whereas the people in the National Assembly, they fixed their salary themselves. They allocated their allowances themselves. What a ring of criminality. And this is what Obasanjo is telling them there, that what you are doing is immoral. What you are doing is criminality. You are sucking the nation dry. You are destroying this country. There is no country in the world that will survive with this level of wastage. What these guys are doing there, they are wasting the nation resources. They are doing absolutely nothing. Give me one policies, give me one law that the members of the National Assembly they've made that is benefiting the people or that will move this country forward. They were elected by the people to be the representative of the people, to speak for the people, to make laws that will favor the people. And part of their function is to serve as a check and balance to the executive. They hold the executive to order, they check the excesses of the executive, they approve budgets for the executive after scrutiny. But from what we have seen over time, these guys no longer carry out their checks and balance on the executive. They are now being loyal to the executive than they are being loyal to the Nigerian people. Imagine approving a $150 million to buy a presidential jet for the president, whereas Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians said they want to protest, rather than standing with the people, rather than summoning the executive arm of government to appear before the National Assembly to question the executive on what he is doing to ensure that Nigerians do not protest. What are you doing to ensure that you reject the economy, you make the economy to be robust? What are you doing to ensure that Nigerians no longer go hungry? What are you doing regarding the insecurity in the land? They did not do any of that, but rather they were gaslighting Nigerians and telling them that protest will destroy the stability of this country. These are the people that we call our representative that were meant to speak for us, but they were speaking for the executive arm of government. Like these guys openly pledge allegiance to the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as against the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Their time in the National Assembly is a waste of time, waste of resources, waste of space. These guys are not doing anything. They are feeding fat on the nation resources. This is the reason why we are not progressing. The funds that should have been allocated to the people to help boost the economy is being allocated to these guys that are not doing anything. Come on, this National Assembly guys should leave that place. They should shut down the National Assembly and go and look for a job. They are not helping this country at all. If they cannot serve as a check and balance to the executive arm of government, because the level of executive rascality with experience from President Muhammadu Buhari to Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the ways and means, the borrowing that have plunged this country into debt shouldn't have happened if the National Assembly members were up and doing in their oversight function. They have contributed to destroying this country. They have contributed to making this country to go backward. I see no reason why we should keep retaining them. I see no reason why these guys should keep receiving money from the nation's coffer. But Nigerians should come together and ensure that this is being done, because you voted for these people. You gave them the mandate to go there and represent you. You have the power to ensure that you record them. These guys did not stand with Nigerians when Nigerians were protesting. Not a single National Assembly member. The only person that I saw standing with the Nigerian people is Iriti Kingibe, the senator representing Federal Capital Territory Abuja. She's the only one that came on Twitter, stood by the people and defended them, even when she was accused of feeding the people. We cannot continue like this. These people are nothing but leech. There is hunger in the land, there is insecurity in the land, there is unemployment in the land, and the economy is no longer what it used to be. The reason is because of bad government, and the people in the National Assembly, they are part and parcel of this bad government we are talking about. It's not just the executive arm of government. The people in the National Assembly, they contributed hugely to the bad governance we are experiencing today. Why you are protesting saying Tinubu must go? Don't forget the people in the National Assembly. Why you go to vote for your next president? Don't forget the people in the National Assembly. If this system does not change and they continue like this, then we must ensure that we vote in people that will represent the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And we must also ensure that we hold them to account. And you should also know that you have the power to recall your National Assembly member that is non-performing. That is a power you have. Nigerians must learn to know the right that is accorded to them, because we can no longer allow these few people to continue destroying this country for over 200 million people. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.